It was day 3 of SEEX, and I had camped the previous night at Caddo Lake State Park in Texas. Kirby had departed for home as we left Broken Bow, Oklahoma, so now I was by myself. Although there would be insignificant driving on dirt roads and nothing technical, Caddo Lake deserved a visit during this trip. It is unlike anything you'd expect when thinking of Texas. Located on the border with Louisiana, it is more of what you'd think of as a traditional southern swamp. Covering 26,000 acres, it is the largest natural lake in the South and the only natural lake in Texas. I was looking forward to a half-day private photography tour of the lake later that afternoon and evening. For now, I'd listen to the amazing sounds of the early morning swamp before heading out on a drive around the lake to take in some of the sights. Good morning, everyone. It is day 3 of SEEX, and I am just departing my campsite at Caddo Lake State Park. Had a nice evening, camped right next to a mill pond. I was surprised by how much wildlife noise there was throughout the night. So today I have a tour this afternoon with John's Caddo Lake Tours. Meanwhile, I'm just going to drive around the area. There's some neat small communities here. I've been given advice on a place to go have breakfast this morning. And I'm arriving in the town of Uncertain. Funny story about the town. When I was preparing for the trip, reviewing the topographic maps I'm using, I saw where this area was marked Uncertain. And I was wondering, what cartographer would label an area uncertain and then publish the map without finding out the correct answer? Well, it turns out the actual name of the town is Uncertain. Open. Okay, that's good. Well, I had a nice breakfast at the Shady Glade Cafe and have learned about the only self-service that works out here is Verizon, and I don't have that. And now I'm headed to the wildlife refuge, which has an old World War II ammunition plant on it. Here I am, arriving at the Caddo Lake National Wildlife Refuge. Caution, unexploded ordnance. And this poster goes on to let me know the types of ordnance were manufactured here, including photographs, and if I should find anything suspicious, to let the county sheriff know without touching it. And these tanks you see are giant salvia. It's a plant native to Brazil that has made its way into the United States. And these tanks that are harvesting salvia weevils, and they will be used to control the plant population. This is one of the ammunition magazines of 58 that were used in the area. And now I'm headed out to Star Ranch, still in the wildlife refuge. There are occasional side roads off of the auto tour route that I've been on. This must be the Star Ranch. Oh, there's the lake.
With luck, maybe I'll see an alligator or two today. What we have here are the remnants of production facility number 1. And there's a lot of this here too. Don't want to get into poison ivy today.
I have departed the refuge and am just kind of wandering around the lake now. Got about 2 hours before I want to be back to my campsite, prepare myself an early dinner. And then at 4:30 be over at Caddo Lake Outback Backcountry Tours. I read that there's a pretty cool drawbridge in the town of Mooringsport, which is across the state line. So I'm kind of wandering that general direction, see if I can't find it. I'm arriving in the town of Mooringsport. No, we don't get to cross it, as usual, but they saved it at least. Caddo Lake Drawbridge, the historic Caddo Lake Drawbridge. It was 100 years old 3 years ago. So you can see the skies are starting to turn kind of dark to the west. Not sure how that's going to affect my guided trip into Caddo Lake this evening.
Well, I'm going simple for dinner here at Caddo Lake. Well, it's about 3:30 right now. We got a bit of a storm overhead, and I'm hoping that this passes before time for us to go out on the lake. Well, it's developed into a pretty good rainstorm, and a couple of visible lightning flashes.
Well, I just met with John, and he looked at the radar picture, which I haven't been able to see because I don't have any phone service, and he says it doesn't really look safe to go out on the lake this evening because of thunderstorms coming through. So we are canceled. He feels there's too much chance of getting into some really serious weather out there on the lake, and he is, of course, the guide, and I accept that advice. Good morning, everyone. Today is day 4 of SEEX. It was a pretty rough night last night with the weather. I don't know what time the weather finally cleared out. Had a little break by 4 o'clock in the morning in the clouds, though, and got up and shot a little video of the moon, and now it's all cloudy again.
I was disappointed to have not made the boat trip out onto Caddo Lake. However, it would have to wait for another day. I needed to be on my way so that I could make an important arrival tomorrow night.
I would head out across Louisiana, sticking almost exclusively to two-lane blacktop until I crossed the Mississippi River near Vicksburg the next morning.